All right, we're on. Well, welcome everyone. This is Cosmic Wholeness, and we get to meet with a new pattern today with Spiral. And I'm super excited to take us on this journey. But before we do, let's just for a moment honor this threshold of entering into the session. And let's do that by doing whatever our system calls us to do. If you need to bend, if you need to stretch, if you need to twist, if you need to yawn, just see what you need to be comfortable, to arrive, to be here, to shake off what has been before. And just arriving in the space together. Let's move and flow through our little opening sequence. You may follow along with words and gestures or just sit and meditate along. Here I am as I am. Just really feeling into yourself, noticing what's present and embracing everything you find. Everything is welcome right now. Here I am embracing myself in the time that we're together, which means that I get to adjust and modify, make the session what I need it to be. Full permission. Here I am entering receiving mode. So much time of the week we're busy getting it right, getting it done, figuring it out. Just letting go, allowing ourselves to drop in to a receiving, into a floating, into a trusting of the unfolding. And here I am. And how do I want to be with this time? Short moment to become clear of our intention as we're entering into the session. How do I want to be with this time, with the material, with myself? And here I am, and here we are in the space, in our worldwide circle, sensing each other's presence, sending some gratitude around for our togetherness. Yay. Spiral. Here we are. So whenever we enter into a new pattern and I start my preparations for the sessions, it's very easy for me to kind of be like, oh, what is this pattern going to teach us? What is the outcome going to be of our time with that pattern? So it's like more looking at the end of it. So I'm voicing an invitation to myself and to all of us, of course, to really take Spiral and this new experience step by step, moment by moment, experience by experience, because in the best case in this work, the patterns will meet us where we are and infuse us and maybe teach us some things. And depending on where we are in life, that might look different. The lesson might look different for each and any one of us. And with that being said, I would love for us to start exploring or meeting Spiral by moving Spiral. If that feels comfortable for you, you can come up to your feet. If you would rather stay seated, that's totally okay too. And let's maybe start by just thinking spiral, maybe even imagining a spiral, and just sensing where where's my system? Where's my body getting activated? Where do I feel spiral energy in myself today? Is that one spot? Is that several? Do I feel it at all? If I don't feel spiral energy in any of the places, maybe the question, where do I need some spiral energy, could bring something. So just trying on spiral energy, sensing that. And I see a lot of movement happening already. If there's movement that this feeling, these places invite, we can go into that. We can move these places. We can breathe in and out of these places. If you want to take spiral breaths into those spiral energy spots and spiral your breath out of them, just taking a moment for that exploration. And if you like, choose any part of your body. Could be your elbow, your pinky, your foot, your knee, your butt, your nose, and see what happens if spiral starts to move that part of you and maybe flows into you through a spiral motion inspired from one particular spot. Also some time just to play with that. Noticing that some spirals start small and grow bigger, that the opposite is true too, of course. That there are also spirals that are wound helixes, that are stretched long. Just feeling into the quality of spiral, the energy of it, the effect of it. See if we can all co-create a spiral. Let's say there's a spiral disc in the center of the room, and our arms just extend to the center of the room, and maybe we're starting with a small spiral, and we'll just co-create its motion to a larger and larger spiral. If you're at home, just envision the circle of people moving, giant spiral along. Maybe until the spiral even extends past us, spiraling to the corners of the room, out of the room, into the world, to the size of a galaxy. And maybe reversing the direction, circling in from the giant spiral, bringing it in until it is the size of the space, until it passes into our center, till it starts to concentrate and focus into the center of the room. Become smaller and smaller whirls. Let's walk. Let's walk some spirals. So you can decide to start like with the small whirl, and the spiral gets bigger and bigger. If you're staying seated, you can also just do that in your imagination or with small movements. And just feeling into an expanding spiral. Or also in a spiral that gets tighter and smaller as we're going toward the inside. Do I sense a difference in the quality or sensation of the direction? Also an invitation to play with dynamics. Maybe the outer arms of the spiral are faster and the inside is slower. Or maybe the other way around, that the inside is faster and the outside is slower. And if you like, also playing with stops. How does it feel to be in the spiral motion and there's a sudden interruption? A pause. A gradual spiral. Segmented. Or a spiral that suddenly changes the direction. Just taking another minute or so to let the first spiral exploration sink, reverberate. Maybe coming to a stillness and sensing into yourself. Maybe checking in with the original spiral spot. Feeling of spiral energy, whatever that is, whatever that means. Then I would love for us to do a cosmic wholeness thing and visit with some expressions of spiral in nature. Again, you can be seated for that, or standing, or dancing, moving wildly, moving smallly. The idea is really to visit with these expressions and allowing them to infuse us, allowing them to be embodied through us, instead of having a movie appearance of the patterns in front of us to see what is it to be that pattern, what does it do with me. And that can lead to movement, that can lead to shape, it can also just lead to a meditation. So let's see what spiral is doing for us. And I would like for us to start with a fern, like one of our ancestors. And baby ferns are born as a spiral. The fern is completely curled up, and it starts as a little curled up spiral. As the young fern grows, it grows and expands as this curled up spiral. It increases in size and width, keeps expanding, keeps growing, but it remains in the curled shape, in the spiral, for a long time. The spiral shape allows me as fern to protect the sensitive tips of my leaves. Oftentimes even my little side leaves are curled into the spiral with me. The spiral shape is compact. It makes me more sturdy and safe as I grow. It preserves water. It is the perfect shape for me to grow. Until I'm ready to unfold and unravel. When the time is right, when the light is right, humidity is right, and the temperature is right, I might start to unfold, to unravel my spiral, to unravel into full expansion. Being already fully created to my full size. All that's happening is a revealing of what has already been there. In the time to come, I might stretch a little bit still. Likely my leaves will harden a little bit. But as a fern, I never return back into my original spiral curling shape. If you like, we can just take that into a little movement pattern, just floating through the sequence a few times in like a super high-speed time lapse, in the sense that we start as a baby spiral, we allow our spiral to grow and grow and grow in the spiral shape until the time is right to uncurl and expand into my full size that has already been there. A short threshold moment before we move to the next example. Just take a moment to sense, to be. And then let's become a snail. As the snail, my life started in an egg. And even in that egg, as a little snail embryo, my body is already twisted into a curl. And in the shell, I'm developing my proto-conch, what will later be my shell. It is still translucent and not that hard. But I'm developing my life organs within the proto-conch. After birth, I'm out there, my proto-conch hardens into my shell, and it is just the tiniest little piece of a spiral whirl. I'm in it, and I'm partially out of it. I can retreat into it if I want to, but I'm filling my shell. Now, as I grow, an organ at the opening of my spiral shell adds mineral to the existing shell. The little baby whirl gets another whirl added to it, and another piece of a whirl, and another piece of a whirl. This addition of curves to my shell happens at a beautiful ratio that makes it grow larger and wider as I grow larger and wider. The development of a growing spiral, whirl by whirl, is the perfect shape for my development. Because I never have to mold or shed my shell in order to grow. My spiral grows with me. My protection grows with me. If I need to, I can retreat back, completely back into my spiral. And I can be outside. Maybe let's also create a little pattern out of that. Just feeling ourselves grow. Feeling our shell extend, adding spiral pieces to accommodate our growth. Retreating into it as we need to. Coming out of it as we can. knowing that our protective spiral is always there, adapting with our life, with our growth. Let's transition to a being that has a similar spiral formed shell, the nautilus. It's an underwater creature, and if you're not deeply familiar with it, I had to look it up too. It looks a little bit like the mixture out of a large snail and squid. So I'm the nautilus. I'm underwater, and like with the snail, my spiral grows with me. Also at the opening, also adding proportionally larger parts of a spiral to my shell. But other than the snail, my body is not completely in the shell. Only a part of me is in the outermost chamber of my spiral. As I grow, I develop larger chambers, and I move into the next larger chamber as I am and as the chamber is ready. I seal off the old chamber behind me, which now becomes part of my flotation. The old chamber behind me allows me to float in the ocean. If you like, also let's float through a pattern of growth, having a protective shell, a protective spiral growing with me, moving into the outermost chamber, sealing off what was my home, which now allows me to float. And as a spiral, I just keep doing that. I keep growing. Shell keeps growing with me. Another whirl added. Moving into the larger space. Leaving behind. Floating. Short moment of transition. I am the sunflower in development. My sunflower head currently is still closed. There are curled leaves over it, protecting it. But on the inside, a miracle is happening. There's a little cluster of florets, which will later hopefully become the seeds. And I'm adding florets one at a time on the outside of that cluster. one floret at a time, but not randomly. Each floret is added at a precise angle to the one before. This layout baffles humans, mathematicians, because the angle of my added florets is 137.5 degrees. Every single one of them. Adding florets, I'm adding florets until my head is full, until I've expanded enough and I'm ready to open. I open the leaves. I open up as a sunflower and I reveal a mystery, a marvel. The florets have created spirals. I have spiral arms winding in one direction, 34 of these, and I have spiral arms overlapping it and winding in the other direction, 55 of those. Now, again, mathematicians are excited about this because these are numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. For me, this is mostly an absolute space-saving and sturdy design. It allows equal exposure to all my florets and all my seeds. Yet a little miracle has happened. People call it beautiful, mysterious. A spiral shape. If my head was larger, the pairs of overlapping spirals would also be part of the Fibonacci sequence. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Fibonacci sequence is created by adding two numbers that came before. So 3, 5, 8, 13. You got it. Yeah, and so on. Pretty marvelous. I am a bighorn sheep. They're pretty often seen around here. And I am a male bighorn sheep. As a little baby ram, I had like tiny little horns, but at the base of the horns, continuously, new material is added, growing my horns out into a spiral. As with the snail, it is proportionally wider and more material added all the time. Humans call it logarithmic. For me, it is simply a balanced design. One that is sturdy. Every day, every year, I'm adding growth to the spiral. The spiral shows my maturity. The spiral shows my experience. A full spiral shows my resilience. The spiral gives me one added benefit. If I butt head with someone, which I like to do, the spiral shape serves as a buffer, as a bouncer, actually preventing head injury through its form. This spiral grew with me. Life. I am a pine cone. Similar to the sunflower, my scales appear arranged at mysterious, perfect angles for perfect spacing. But other than the sunflower who added one floret at a time, my layout is given to me at my birth. My scales are arranged in overlapping spirals with numbers, neighboring numbers of the Fibonacci sequence, perfect spacing, beautiful design, overlaying spirals on the outside for me perfectly functional layout. As I mature, under each of my scales, my seeds mature as well. And here comes the cool thing. I wait for the right conditions for my seeds to release. Until then, my scales stay shut. Humid, moist conditions make me swell and basically twist shut. My spirals twist shut. Dry conditions then allow me to spiral open. Dry conditions are good for my seeds to fly further, to spread. So spiral motion allows me to open up when the time is right and to spread. Closing, spiraling close in the wrong condition, spiraling open in the right condition. Supported by a miracle of math and nature, nature and math, by a mysterious, beautiful, functional, spiralic design. Just taking a moment to let the ideas and feelings reverberate. So these spirals today kind of wanted to be explored together. Try to find the words for how I would categorize them, probably spirals of growth and emergence, functionality and beauty. There is a whole array of other spirals which I anticipate will have slightly differing qualities, and I'm excited to explore spirals of power next week. But just to close, let's take a moment to become aware that the spirals aren't just out there. Spirals are in me. Spirals are me. Pretty much every cell in me has a nucleus with coiled up DNA, spiraled. My fingerprints and toe prints, spirals. Spirals in my inner ear. spirals and the flow and the diagonal and crisscross flow of muscles supporting me. Spirals on so many people's top of their heads in a spiral pattern of hair growth resembling a galaxy. And finally, my heart as a spiral, which happens to be actually a spiral wound muscle. The pumping of blood is a ringing of the spiral, just like the opening and closing of the cone or the ringing of a towel. My heart pumps through spiral ringing. As we've explored, our heart is not separate, like we would see it in a book. Our heart is connected to all of us, to the entirety of me. So there is a life-giving spiral inside of me that connects into my extremities, into every cell, every part of me, that keeps me alive, that keeps me going, that creates my electromagnetic field. What a miracle. Wow, spiral. I don't know how you're doing. I feel an immense feeling of gratitude for the spiral inside of me and around me. Thanks everyone for showing up today and being part of this first exploration on the pattern of spiral. I'm super excited to continue, and we'll see everyone next Sunday. If you're online, thank you for all your online love, for likes, shares, comments. Thanks for subscribing to the channel if this work is meaningful for you. And thanks everyone. If you have any friends who would enjoy and benefit from these explorations, please let them know. They're welcome to